Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to break it down like we do every single day here on the channel. Thank you for being here. Sorry if we switched you over to the other link, but we got it going now. We're all set. Apologize for that. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your live time. Yeah. We ain't holding on to something. We going all the way, baby. Hey, Lifer, what do you think KTA could do? I don't know. KTA's looking pretty good to me. Look at a Bitcoin on this 30-second chart, looking like it's about to get busy here. It's getting tighter with the flag above the 200 moving average. The bot just entered along. The bot just said, hey, I want in. So the bot just decided to buy. The bot enters along right there in front of everybody. Just so you know, so you got a live signal the bot. I got hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour. Looks like we may be getting a bit of a move. Pin link looks interesting to me too. Anyway, I'll be back in 5 minutes to break it down. I can't stop, as you can see. I clearly can't stop. I was just thinking, that movie Pressure. He said, Pressure? I think it's Get Shorty, but it might be Casino. And he's like, Pressure. I create the pressure. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about pressure. I create the pressure. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. But you know what I'm saying, right? We put our foot to the metal. We push it every single day. Military haircut has people who, I get it. Shout out to the beautiful people. We'll calm you down with the nice music. We'll get you started. It's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. It's me. I'm telling you, it really is. I know you don't believe it, but let's break it down. Let's talk about what's happening in cryptocurrency. That's not the screen we planned on showing you. That was just a mess up. That's how you do it. That's how you make a mistake, all right? Just wanted to teach you how to make a mistake. It's the proper way to do it. That's how you do it right there, okay? Now that we've gone over how to make a mistake, I'm going to teach you how not to make a mistake through the rest of the day. It's a beautiful day. That's, you got to show the mistake, and then you show how to fix it. You know what I mean? That's the proper way to teach. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here. And we're going to have a fun time breaking down Bitty Bitcoin. It's on the 30-second chart inside a beautiful bull flag above the 200 moving average, likely to get a bit of a push. It's showing hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour and the 1 minute time frame. These are both bullish signs that we may be getting a bit of a move here to the upside for Bitcoin. No guarantees, but it's starting to look something like a bit of a move. I like to get above the 1 minute 200 moving average. I rarely use the 30-second. But that is a bull pennant. Bull pennants break out 68% of the time. So right now, this pattern is just telling you, hi, I'm a bull pennant. Hi, I'm above the 200. Hi, I have a chance of breaking out 68% of the time. That's it. I'm just giving you the math. I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say it twice because I don't. All I know is the probabilities of what could possibly happen based on the moving averages and what I'm seeing. And you never know, baby. Right now, we got rejected by the 1 minute 200 moving average. I have learned that is a tough spot to long, but I do like what we're seeing here on the 30-second. If we do get a punch, we're going to get a move like this. Boom. They're going to liquidate all the shorts that are short right now because they can't believe what just happened. They really think they can they think we topped out. You have to understand, there's a bunch of people that believe we topped out at 123K, and that was the top of the market. They're convinced. Once they're there, I don't know what's going to happen. See, they don't have the ability to say they don't know. Because they don't know, they're convinced, so they're going to short this. And that means there's good enough liquidity above us to possibly push us to the upside. We'll see what happens. Right now, I'm bearish because you got to get back above the 200 moving average of the 1 minute. That's my go-to signal. Every time I've longed when we have not done that, I've paid the price. So I stay away from the 30-second, even though it looks beautiful to me, and it looks like it could do the do. Sadly, I have to let it slide. It's sad for me because I kind of want to try. I'd love to trade. And I'd love to trade this flag. But unfortunately, I cannot trade this flag because it does not go with my overall thesis. It's beautiful, though, and if it pumps, I wouldn't be surprised. What I will do is wait for the same scenario on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, which may take an hour or two. And then I can do the same thing yet again. This exact thing will happen on the 5 minute time frame. Let me show you. If we are bullish today, we will break up. You'll get above the 5. The 21 will come and touch, and you'll get a bit of a flag near the 5, and then that's a beautiful trade right there, back up to 122K. And that would be my range. Yes, I don't get to buy the bottom, and I miss this little thing, but I'm just going for a day's pay, baby. So I map out where the day's pay could play out, and I go for it. I could wait 4 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Heck, I could wait 10. It doesn't matter how long the wait is. It's about the setup and can I get it. When I get my setup, I sink my teeth in like a mangy mutt that hasn't eaten in days, baby. And I eat. I'm feeling aggressive today. I apologize to the ladies. I just got a lot of testosterone just built up because I haven't been able to work out due to my ear. So like today, I got to go hit the punching bag or something and really get myself going. So right now, Bitcoin is in what's called a bull flag, and it's telling you that it's likely to break to the upside. My strategy is to wait for it to break through the 1 minute 200 moving average, so I'm hesitant to take the probability. However, the math says I'll be okay if I trade this. The math says, hey, Sam, you should be able to get in right here with a stop below the 200 and a take profit at about 129.7, right below 120, and you should win this trade. Probability says yes. That's a winner. I don't think I have the 30-second here There's the 1 minute. It looks like it's about, now I'm front running my signal, which I should never do. But man, that 30-second does look good. Can I just take a nibble? Every time I've done this, I've lost. Could today be different? And it's False Move Monday? You know what I mean? Could today be different? Going against my signal now. Front running my, which I shouldn't be doing. Going against the rejection of the 200 moving average. Playing the probability in the 30-second. You think I'll win or lose? Wow, that's what happens when you go against your strategy. Down $50 immediately, right? So we'll come back to this. We'll let this cook. This is fun to watch here for entertainment purposes only. It's not a big trade. 269 loss for a $613 win. And it's not even the greatest. Probably a weak sauce. And on Monday morning, not, So judge me by how garbage this trade is. It's a sketchy trade right now. It has there's some potential. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm not trading my gut. I mean, it is a bull pennant. But it's got to get back above that 200 moving average. Shout out to the best in the space, Sam Price, the one and only crypto lifer. Can't wait to meet you. Lifers in Singapore. Sending love from Brazil. Guillermo, man, I love you, brother. And I will see you in Singapore, man. Mr. Muck, God bless you, brother. Hope everything's well with you and yours. If you're right, I think they're about to wreck the Bitcoin miners shorts, somebody says. And there you go. I went against my signal. And I should slap myself on the wrist for doing that. Don't do it. Maybe I get saved by the bell. You never know. Let's take a look at our top-down analysis. While I likely get stopped out by going against my model. Never trade against the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. Just don't do it. Look, they got me swiftly. And don't trade the 30-second and the smaller time frames if you don't know what you're doing. Now they got a double bottom. They broke it already. There's a chance I get saved by the gall of my teeth. Oh my goodness. But now, what structure are we making here? Is that, am I really going to get saved? And it looks like it's, I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. Let's break down what I see happening and show you what's going down let's take a look at that monthly candle. So we started a new month. We got 11 days in. How fast that was, right? Remember, you just had that monthly close. I missed the monthly close for the first time in a long time. It was the summertime. My kids were outside with sparklers. It was time to be a dad. You know what I mean? If I said, no, I got to go in and do the month, they all would have rolled their eyes and Dad, again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight green months in a row. We've been blessed to be Bitcoiners. I mean, you've been an asset that's been green for 5 months. We've been blessed. So that's an amazing sign right off the bat. Look at that. Bitcoin. And you can see we talk about this on the monthly. But there's a beautiful parabola forming here for Bitcoin. And you got a rising wedge. And rising wedges break out parabolically to the upside. And I'm getting about $188,000 level. And usually there's some push out. So it looks like 200K could definitely be the top of the cycle here for Bitcoin. Because you'll blow off top. Boom, 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 boom. And somewhere in this area, you'll come back. And then we pull the fib for the bear market, which it almost always hits that 786, 618 area. And I keep getting psychically whatever 89,000 as the bear market low, And then we do it again, right? Make a flag. We make these downward flags. We hit the measured move. Flag, right? Anyway, so I see $120,000, $200,000 as the top of the cycle. Very, very likely for Bitcoin. Look, you draw everything here, and you can always kind of delete your drawings. Hit shift, hit delete, and you're right back kind of where you need to be. Got to watch out for my ear, too. I don't want to get it over humidified in there and get it all hot and heavy. Got to be careful. Keep it dry, baby. Still not perfect, so, I want to make sure that everything kind of goes our way here. So Bitcoin on the monthly, all the way to 189,810. Looks like the target and a blow off top somewhere into 200,000, 205 could definitely be possible. So this all looks likely. Monthly looks good. We are starting to get to the tip, and we will get monthly bearish div as far as I'm concerned. If not, beginning somewhat already, but, So we're getting extended. We're definitely towards, if someone sells right now, I believe there will be a bear market low. So, I think Galaxy Digital looked at it and they said, you know what? Right now, we believe the top's 180, 200. We'll sell a portion here. We'll buy back at the bear market low. We'll sell 119, right? 118, and we'll buy back at 89, 91 or something. That may be the idea. And keep that, basically, they'll keep the same balance sheet and just continue to expand the cash flow. Smart move, really, over time. If you're a trader and you know what you're doing. So the weekly also looks beautiful here. All right, this is the perpetual contract on Bybit, pretty legit. So, but the weekly looks absolutely beautiful too here, all the way up to about $188,421 for Bitcoin. So the weekly, right now, cleared the resistance, came for the retest. That was the retest. That's what we did. Made sure that was strong. We got the bounce. Everything's kind of looking legit now. And the only thing, the bearish sign that I thought that, it was possible, like this could have been a head and shoulder pattern. To me, it would be almost a little too slanted now. Not saying we're out the water. You never know. I'm open-minded. But so far, so good here for Bitcoin. I'm still in the trade. That's insane. I thought there would no way I was still inside this trade. We'll come back to this trade in a second. Do I pull this one off? This is crazy. Here, live on the stream with Sammy Price, the Crypto Lifer. So back into the action here. We have a resistance, and where is the resistance? It's wherever you had weekly candles close, period. Right? So you want to kind of zoom in here and take a look. And I like to be strategic. You got time. If you're a patient man or woman, you got time. There's no need for you to rush your technical analysis. You come down, you get a cup of tea, you meditate for a second, you breathe, you open up your computer, and you start your TA with a sound mind. TA clears the mind. TA is meditative. It really puts you in a nice state. I think that's why a lot of people like it. It clears. You got to do it. You could do it with someone, with your friends, but then you do it alone when you're doing it. At that moment in time, you're in the zone. You know what I'm saying? And whatever can kind of zone you out, motorcycle, golf, that's why people do it, because you got to tune in. You do it with your friends, but when you're about to hit that ball, when you're about to do that thing, it's you and that moment. Anything that makes you have to define the moment helps you separate yourself from the world and relieves anxiety, because for that moment, you don't have to think about it. Your kids, your life. For that moment, you're in the moment right there. That's why I loved riding a motorcycle. Like, you got to be in the moment. You're going to live or die. You got to make sure you're going to make it home. You focus on that motorcycle ride. Anyway, charting does the same thing to the brain. I think that's why a lot of people like it. Okay. Let's take a look here at the 5-day chart. 5-day looking pretty nice too, suggesting that we are just consolidating inside of the end nose of a rising wedge. 3-day chart as well, and they have their own patterns inside of patterns. Like, see, you got your own little rising wedge, and then inside you got this ascending triangle. I don't love this wick. I'm not a huge fan of it. Here also on the daily, what I was looking for, honestly, was an inverted head and shoulder. Shoulder, shoulder, head, possible 2 right shoulders before we broke on out. I didn't expect us to launch as far as we did. That's why last night when I hit the flag, I just had to trade what I saw. I fell over on I couldn't believe it. I went nuts last night. It was crazy. So shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here. You say funny things when you talk a lot. Thank you for being here and hanging out with the lifer. I appreciate it. We had a amazing stream last night. It was out of control. Absolute insane. If you were there, hit the like button, show some love, let everybody know that stream was lit. We gave live trades that just absolutely shot out of nowhere. Huge pumps, made $1,000 in under, 2-3 minutes. It was crazy, right? Shout out to everyone that was there on the stream. That was so insane. I was riveting from it. It took me an hour or two just to calm down. I didn't get to bed till 2 a.m. The stream was lit. I don't know if I could ever... Something about last night, man. It was a full moon the night before. Bitcoin hit on the full moon. We had the pump. Maybe we'll get the pump today. You never know. We may just today may just be just as fun. It's looking pretty crazy here now, as I did not get stopped out on the trade. I'm attempting to live another day here. It looks unlikely. It looks more like a descender now, though. That's just gonna roll me over. Don't roll me over there, Las. No. So anyway, the daily. Not looking, almost a little bearish div, almost as it slanted down, but it didn't close the candle. So right now it's pretty flat. And I was looking for more of a right shoulder action. We'll see. Right now, I don't know. I'm not in love with the wick. As I said before, we got to zoom in now to see what's going on in this wick. What is happening here? So we got the move. This was a previous support as resistance. You can see because we got a bounce. We couldn't get above it. Then we got above it, and we kind of cleared that zone. So you can see there's definitely support at 115,000. And you have a lot of chop here. Whenever you have a lot of chop, there's definitely going to be a high volume node on the VRVP. What is this on the right side of the screen? Go here, type in VRVP, click on it, boom. It's going to show up on your chart, VRVP. Yours won't look like mine though. Why? It's going to look a little different. It's going to look like this. It's going to be a little clunkier. All right? Supposed to. It didn't do its thing yet, but it would look clunkier if it had updated. There it goes. See that? Like that? But I do it. I slap a 0 next to that 4, and I make it just look a lot more, detailed. Far more, we 10x, we 100x the lines from 24 to 240. So anyway, it's easier to read, far more detailed. It tells you right here you have some support at 118. See this? 118, 100. You had a lot of chop here. So it's telling you. So we kind of start up right. We got 115 and we got 118. So now what? You say, well, there was support. We go to the 1 hour time frame. Earlier today, the 1 hour had the RSI coming down while price action was moving up. That's what's called hidden bullish divergence. Okay? It tells you that you should break this high before you break these lows. And then you see this was resistance, which became support here too. So locally, we got some support at about 119,000, 119.2, right? So investigative work is being done. We're seeing what's up with this daily wick. Now the 4 hour, if it was very more, it would come back to the 21-day moving average. Looks more bullish than to me. So if we're really bullish, we're going to make some type of pattern like so. See? You can almost make this one too, patterns inside of patterns. It's just how it is. The more you see, the better. I don't mean to confuse you, but the more you see, the better. Look at 120K. Look at this. We are now made an Adam and Eve here. Look at this. It's an Adam and Eve double bottom. It looks like I'm going to win this trade. Could I double down now? Sammy. Wow, I thought for sure I was kicked out. That looks beautiful. Crack the 200 now in the 1 minute, and we can start to get the sauce here. Shorts get squeezed. And now, if you look at it, it's the wide bottom, shoulder, 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 wide bottom, shoulder. It's the, complex inverted head and shoulder. Drunken, twisted, wide bottomed, complex. Drunken, twisted, wide bottom, complex, inverted head and shoulder. Drunken, twisted, wide bottom, complex, inverted head and shoulder. Headed all the way up to about $121,000. Someone write that down. Say that 10 times fast. Bang. Look at that above the 200 moving average. Bang. Very interesting. Charts, now we're at $5 back to break even. We'll see what happens. Not saying we're out the water yet, but this is just, it's been an interesting Monday already. False move Monday, right? And why am I trading Mondays? We had such a good Sunday. We had so much fun. So, I'm sorry, but why not? Right? So, I'm waiting for the 4 hour to reconnect to the 21-day moving average. Once that happens, the next bigger move may occur. The flag here is set in place, and we can send Bitcoin to $127,000. Bitcoin make a new all-time high. So, yeah, previous resistance becomes support right there at about 119.5. even a little higher at about 120K, but I like 119.5 there. And so we're looking for this to bounce, consolidate, pull up to 21, and then boom. Sayonara, senorita. This thing is mooning. When you cross a 200 moving average, the bots get in and begin to pump to the upside. Class is in session. All eyes in Mr. Lifer for the lessons in crypto and life. Pay attention. Thank you. I figured out how to become successful. I figured out what to do. I studied successful people. I found a live mentor, a mentor online that's dead, Jim Rohn. But I knew he had the sauce. You know, I was able to pick up on what he was putting down. It made sense. And I just kind of did the same thing that every successful person ever did. I got good at one thing, and I did it every day. I researched every successful person from Tom Brady to Andre, to what is Andre Agassi, right? The tennis player, every famous person, Michael Phelps, the swimmer. I said, what made them different? Why do I know who they are? So the only reason I know who those people are is because they sat alone one day and did the same thing over and over again. I said, if I want people to know me, if I want to become known and famous, I'm going to have to do the same thing over and over again. Look, somebody said the money flow, all this stuff. Don't listen to that stuff. Those indicators take it in when it happens. They're waiting for it to. I'm telling you it's going to happen before it happens based on the moving averages. Look, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. The target's right there at 125. It's telling you go to 120,005. Adam and Eve double bottoms break out like 90% of the time. And they love to hit their targets. Look at this. We're up 17% of the trade. Shout out to everybody that jumped on in. And now the 1 minute has crossed the 200 moving average. Now we can look for my model, which is when the 21 crosses and makes a flag. See, I front ran my model today. I got lucky. I don't always. And I almost got taken out. I played some games with the stop, and I got myself in and out of there. Luckily. Nice fade, Sammy. God bless you. Shout out to all the people here learning and wanting to learn. I'm around people that desire to learn. All my friends in life have been curious people that love to learn. They want to know what's going on behind the scenes. They want a deep dive. Everyone I've ever met, I believe, has had genius qualities in some way, and has really helped me see myself differently. That's what you should use your friends for reflection, for help. And they reflect off of you, and you help them see themselves. We become mirrors for each other when we can find frequency, right? That's why the trading group's amazing. If you join it, you may find out more about yourself in my trading group than you ever thought. Because we push the boundaries of reality. Ask yourself questions. Find people that actually genuinely want you to win. There's someone in that group tonight that you'll meet, and that person will be like, hey, I want you to win. So this is a scalp for the day. I'll move my stop loss because it's unsustainably getting away from the 21-day moving average. And what we'll do is, when price gets back to the 21, we'll get back into another trade. And we'll call this a win for the morning. But so far, I get to move the stop loss into profit. And now we can see if this thing wants to continue to the upside. Unlikely. The distance from the 21 to me is getting unruly and telling me that it's going to have to close the distance. I should be getting taken out right there, if possible. If I don't get taken out, so be it. We'll stay inside. I do like the 1 hour bouncing on the hidden bullish too as well, which is strong. There's a chance we do get pushed up a little more here. There we go. Okay. And what I like about the 1 minute and the manual stopping, moving my stop loss, is I just take what the market gives me. And I don't regret anything. Hide behind, wicks, near wicks, on a wick. Like if this closes here, I move my stop to this wick. And you get into this micro place in your mind, and I love it, man. This is fun. It's like a video game. So now I move to this wick, and now as we keep going, and what we're doing is we're going after the late shorts, see? The people that don't understand how to read the market. The people who have no clue what's happening. I'm staring at this market. I'm getting every piece it's given me now. Look at this. Now we're turning this into a very winning trade. Look at the size of this candle. We left you last night doing the same thing I showed up and did again. I am a trading warrior. We are doing this constantly. This is fun. I make trading exciting. Isn't this exciting? Look at the size of this dang candle. My goodness, this is insanity. We just got one of the biggest candles I've ever seen in history on the 1 minute. I mean, that was insane. Shout out to anyone that just made gains with the lifer. Showing you how we do it every single day. Look, when a candle closes above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, there is a day's pay right there. There is the rent right there. It happens so much, almost every single day, a few times a day. It happened yesterday when we crossed here. Beautiful move. When we crossed there, payday, payday. It's not that hard to get paid. It's one moving average. It's one time frame. Everyone is trying to sell you 1,000 things. I'm trying to show you that you can do this all the time whenever you put your mind to it. It's up to you, though. You have to want it. You have to decide that it's time for you to go after your life. And you got to learn how to pay the trader and stop hanging on to trades all day long. Not every trade is the one. That one was good enough for the moment. We sold the local top. We were too far from the 21-day moving average. Whenever the 21 moving average becomes a lagging indicator away from price, you have to start thinking about paying the trader. This happens on every single time frame, on every single asset in the world. I could sit here and show it to you over and over again. We could look at, let's put M in and look at Macy's, right? I really look at Macy's here and there, right? Whatever. Not a big, I don't know Macy's like the back of my hand. But I'll tell you what, when Macy's broke above the 200 moving average on the daily, it pumped. And when Macy's got high away from the 21, it was time to take profits back here in 2021. It's not letting me go back for, oh, I guess here we go. But see, like price action would pump. And look how far away it is for the 21-day moving average. That's coming back down. You're in a rising wedge. You can see how the RSI can't even keep up with the momentum. The moving averages are tight. That's where you get in. When they're far apart, you start thinking of taking profits. This is it. This is like my system. I figured it out. Like it does it on every single asset in the world. We could be on Bitcoin, Forex, gold, silver. It does not matter. Look, this kind of came out, didn't lose the 200, and bellied on out. Very interesting times to be alive, right? So, Bitcoin, where are we yet again? We're back on that 4-hour time frame. We just watched a move, and now I got to reset my mind. Like, we just found an awesome trade. It all just, like, what just happened, right? You just saw live trading, like, a huge green candle. Like, it seems like, and it's over in a flash. And you're like, what? What did you just see? I mean, a magician at work, technically. But seriously, like that was insanity, right? Who does that on the who uses the 32nd of the 1 minute with precision like that? Almost nobody on the entire internet. So let's take a look here at the 1 minute time frame. Looking fresh. God bless. Jesus loves you. Goat. God bless you, man. Jesus loves you too, brother. May God bless you and your family. Jesus is the man. Jesus is the way. God bless Jesus, man. And God bless your whole family and everybody out here. Shout out to everyone on the live. Thank you for being amazing. So look at that. Hidden bullish on the 1 hour did bounce. Is it sustainable? Is the question. So some support at 119.5. Psychological. Some resistance at 122. And to me, it's really up to that 4-hour time frame today and how it interacts with this 21. So after that awesome win, we could continue to scalp. So I'll show you what's on my mind. So I would watch the 4-hour time frame. I would watch how the 21-day moving average comes into play with the 4-hour. As long as the 4 hours above the 200, we are in a bullish uptrend. Trends are formed by higher lows. After 2 or 3 higher lows, you will break a 200 moving average. This also goes for every single asset in the world. And once you get above this, you get above boom, and you are gone to the upside. So I am looking for this to consolidate. All right. I'm looking for Bitcoin to consolidate. That's what I'm looking for. All right. on the 4-hour time frame. If I go wick to wick here from this little situation there, you do have a 618, almost 7, from this wick to there. You get the 618 pullback on the local. That's a local fib. You're looking for this to get, I like this. This is setting up pretty nicely, and the 120K hold is strong. Now, could we just start to dump? We may. Maybe we make one of these kind of slanty right shoulders and we go down. That could happen. I'm open-minded to it. What we'll do is we'll lose the 15-minute 200 moving average. And that's when I'll put alerts to tell everyone that things aren't looking good. I know what time frames to watch to when we're sick. I know what time frames to watch when we're healthy. And the smaller time frames give you these healthy confirmations. So what you do is you sit there for years and you watch smaller to bigger time frames. And you learn how the smaller time frames turn into the bigger, and the bigger turn into the smaller, and you gain this edge. I have an edge on time frames that are just, it has nothing to do with indicators. It's my time frame knowledge. I understand what's happening on the 1 minute down to the 15 inside of the 4. And when I'm watching the daily, I can see where the 4 hour and the 1 hour and the 15 minute are. It's like an x-ray vision. When I look at a body, I can see all the skeletons inside. I can see the time frames inside of time frames. This isn't easy. When I first started, I could not do that. I could only, because my brain's capacity I couldn't remember while I was thinking and grab information at the same time. I didn't have what's called the neuroplasticity. I hadn't trained my brain. This comes with time. I sound like some type of, pain in the butt smart brainiac, right? But the thing is, this comes with time. You'll get just as fast as me. I promise you, I am not a genius. I'm just a simpleton. I'm just a guy that did this every single day. I truly believe you can too. There's many people in the world far more intelligent than me. I'm not the greatest trader. I'm not the smartest trader. I am the most consistent trader in the space, though. I will tell you that. And, people love consistency more than anything else in the world. If you had a best friend who always showed up, wouldn't you love them? Heck yeah, you would. Wouldn't that person make you happy when you saw them? Every single time. Consistency is what we all yearn for. If you had a wife that never let you down, wouldn't she be your go-to? Like my wife? 100%. If you had my Sean, my assistant works with me. The guy never misses. Never takes a day off. Every once in a while, if he has to do any small thing, he'll let me know, but it's very rare. The guy's on point. I ask him in 2 minutes, I get a message back from him almost any time during the day. The guy treats me like a king, man. He treats me top notch, brother. God bless you. I don't mean gay, but he treats me the best, like a good friend. He's awesome. He's consistent, so I love him. Consistency creates respect. Respect creates love, man. People, actions speak louder than words. You want friends, you want this, you want that. Everyone wants a woman in their life. Find consistency in your life. A lady will watch how consistent you are, and she'll find her way right next to you. Everyone wants to know why, how to attract women. Become consistent with the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you move. Women love that. Simple, like all the answers in life can be basically answered with consistency. If you're consistently going to the gym, you're going to look better in your clothes than most people. You can wear very cheap clothes that don't, not cheap, but you could wear just, regular clothes and you'll look better than someone that spent a bunch of money. Looking good in your clothes is part of, being healthy is part of looking good. Anyway, off of topic, but Bitcoin, I'd like to see this bounce here on the 4 hour. I'd like to see 120 hold. We're in a little state of up and down. And now what we can do is now we understand where we're at. We're like, okay, we lose the 15 minute, we're bearish, right? If this happens and that happens, ain't going to happen. So we move forward, we go on, and we can now look at that 1 minute and start to see, will it hold above the 200 moving average? If it does, then we could get ourselves a bit of a party, right? Well, look, many times I've traded this bounce. It's a legacy. It's a legendary bounce. The bounce off the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. Here we are again. So we meet again, Mr. Bitcoin, on the 1 minute. Using my tried and true strategies on the moving averages, there is a chance here we get a bit of a bounce. Usually it's a little bit of a wick down. They get everyone and then wing. They wing it back to the upside. Right now it's it's losing. So a reason why I love my strategy too is I make a flag. What I'm looking for is a lateral flag. I'm not looking for the dead. That is where you have to really call it. I've done that a few times and it could happen. I'm not saying we can't bounce back, but look at it. There it goes. And what's cool about this is when I see treachery, I move to the 3. And I say, you know what? I'll wait till us to cross the 3, and I don't. And it's Monday. Like the fact that we just want to trade one trade, we can leave it alone. I usually don't trade until Monday night. Monday night tonight is the best night to trade, in my humble opinion. It's where things get crazy. I just jumped like a little schoolgirl. Oh my God. But it's where things get absolutely crazy. All right? Like a Girl Scout. I got excited. Like I sold my last box of cookies. But seriously, this is the time to be alive. We're about to see monumental price action and maybe almost, Ethereum is looking unbelievable too. So there's a lot coming our way. And today, we don't know what could happen. And so what I like to do is once I see chop, I wait. But Monday night, the whole point is Monday night is usually where things get popping. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Link to BOOKMAP in the description below. Let's talk about what BOOKMAP is, what it does. Let's break it down. BOOKMAP is a liquidity searcher, all right, that finds liquidity. It basically tells me where people have their money on the exchange. If they're going to get taken out, taken in, what's going to happen. And it's pretty cool. So right now it's saying, hey, there's a bunch of people that long the market, and they themselves now have, right? They have a bunch of liquidity down here where they will get taken out of the market. Right about here, okay? At $118,000. So we got to watch that key level very, very closely. Very close. And it suggests that we will go down there and liquidate whoever longed. So this says, hey, you have liquidations at 117.5. They're probably going to get taken out of the game. We haven't broken above the 200 moving average cleanly. Not just yet. And we're back above it now. We're fighting. But it's we should have made a nice flag and been on our way to a pump. So there's been some struggle here. If this ends up going below, we will take out those longs. This could turn into, like I'm seeing here, a possible bear flag. That probably lines up with, 117,950, which is, losing 122 is that kind of psychological give up point. I can't believe we already live traded and it already happened. I'm like, wow, how did it already go? And I live traded here on BitTinex. If you want to trade on BitTinex, it's absolutely great. I love it. Great exchange. Shout out to Georgie. Shout out to my people over at BitTinex. And also, I have a good team over there that I like, man. I've hung out with them in Dubai. My rep over there, Georgie's a good dude. Good times, man. Really fun hanging out with them, too. So, shout out to the whole BitTinex team. I look forward to seeing you guys out there in Singapore and around the world, man. That's another cool thing about the exchanges. They're all around the world, man. You see them wherever you go when you travel abroad. So it's just fun, to have connections with the exchanges, man. They're good people, and they throw the best parties, I got to be honest. They got the biggest budgets, man. It's insanity. But shout out to BitTinex. God bless you guys. Shout out to MEXC. Shout out to Weeks and BTC.P. All my babies, man. All my peoples. If you're on my stream with me, it means we've had a connection. I appreciate you. Even shout out to 2Bit. I don't get to trade 2Bit as much as I want, but it is a good exchange. It really is, and they got a good team working hard. I will probably venture into 2Bit a little more in the next, but if you want to get into 2Bit, there's some really good bonuses, and they also calculate your stuff exactly the right way. Anyway, here's my trade here open on the NASDAQ on BTCC. So I opened a trade here on the NASDAQ. I'm going to talk about why and what's happening. But Bitcoin got the pump on Sunday, and a lot of times when I see that, it's a front run to what will happen to the NASDAQ. And so we're looking for the NASDAQ to get that liquidity run that Bitcoin got probably by Tuesday, Wednesday into the pump. And so we're looking for a nice pump. Remember, I haven't opened up a trade on the NASDAQ in a while, and I got a trade on gold. It's actually, I may have to cut it off. It's almost counter trading the NASDAQ, right? And it makes sense. Like people jumped into gold when we had a little bit of a slump, and now but gold's also still in a bigger flag. We'll talk about what I'm looking at for gold. Gold's in a bigger flag. I expect it to do its thing. Oh, I might get stopped out, though, from where I'm at there. 226. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to look at that gold trade later. Anyway, so the NASDAQ's really what I want to focus on right now. So I see a move on the NASDAQ, and we'll break it down for you in a second too as well on the big screen here. So Bitcoin. The bot, I got to talk about the bot too. Wow, there's so many. So let's talk about how to become a billionaire, right? Everyone here wants to become a multimillionaire, billionaire, or at least become sufficient, right? Financially free. The thing is, you say you want to become financially free. That's like, I don't know, have you ever gardened? That's like saying you want to plant 1 or 2 plants. And I don't know about you, but I gardened, and once you plant one, it's very rare you're going to stop there. You're going to love the feeling, you're going to see it bloom, and you're going to want to keep planting plants. Like, it's just kind of how it works. So, that's the progression of the human. So, once you become financially free a little bit, you might get a taste. And you're likely going to become a multimillionaire. You see what I'm saying? Because you didn't know. It's almost like someone that just wants to swim their way out, and they swim so hard they get further than they thought. I don't know. Not the best metaphor, but something like that. You know what I mean? It's like you just want to do point A, but you end up going to point B, C, and D because the movement that you got to point A actually strengthened your muscles so much that now you had what you never thought you had before you got to point A. Now you can definitely get to point A, B, C, and D. Very similar in trading. You start as a trader. You think you're only going to, I just want a little bit of income. Next thing you know, you could become a multi-millionaire trader like me on YouTube. Like, I was just someone who wanted to get into trading just like everybody else. When I started trading, I didn't write down, I'm going to go on YouTube, I'm going to become famous, I'm going to go this, I'm going to become a big star, you know, Bitcoin's going to rip, I'm going to become the crypto lifer, I'm going to follow crypto to the upside my whole life, you know. I didn't know any of that was going to happen. I had no clue. All I knew, crypto wasn't even in my life when I got into trading. Bitcoin didn't exist when I started looking into trades, you know. 2009, 2008, the housing crisis happens, I'm buying gold and silver. Bitcoin gets created, but nobody really knew what the heck it was. It was quiet time. It was hush sauce, you know. Now we're getting above the 1 minute 200 moving average. Now we're starting to show my signal. And yes, you'd say, but you don't like to trade Mondays. No, I don't, but I love my signal. And I got away with front running it already. I feel like I should play a little game here yet again. And you can just hit it. Like, if you know where you're at in your port, you can just hit it there and then rearrange where you're at. I do that a lot because, you know, we don't have the time as we're moving fast here. And as long as you already have this set up, then you kind of know, right? And so we'll basically break even for the day. We're going to start to make some more on this account to the upside. I love the move above the 200. Let's see. Going for 500 on the win. So we're locked in for another trade. Possible shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I'm so open-minded. I'll give myself the most bearish scenario when I'm long. People are like, why? Why would you do that? Because you got to be able to see everything both ways. You can't let it be one way. Because then if it doesn't go that way, you're emotionally distraught because it had to be that way. It doesn't have to be anyway. And don't call me a loser when I lose. Don't call me a genius when I win. This is just another trade of my data set, baby. Another day of my trading life. You're here to witness live trading every single day here on this channel about almost 7 days a week. I mean, we did it all weekend. So, access to the lifer is a privilege, not a right. Let us never forget this. Somebody said that. I did not, but God bless you. When I saw that job, I was like, what kind of job is that? And I passed on it. Interesting. Access what's your channel, PD? Okay. And go to cryptolifer.com to find out more about me. If you want to subscribe to my Discord, hit the subscribe button up here. Join today. A basic quarterly or an annual subscription. That is the best deal right there. All right. And jump on in. I mean, for basically less than $3 a day, get access to every single thing that I'm thinking, doing, and talking about when it comes to cryptocurrency. Even my bot signals, every time it gets in, I mention it. When it sells, I'm showing you what's happening. All right. Sometimes it happens on the night, so I can't, but when I see it, I say, hey, like the bot just entered a long. I'm in a long. The bot just got into a long. So the bot entered a long here. The bot's pretty dang good at finding out where we're about to pivot from. And it's been pretty spot on. So I like what I'm seeing here on the bot. Got this level here where it entered down there at 113.5, 113.8, and it sold all these 4 into the pump. I'll take care of it, baby. Please. No, I can't. I'm working, honey, sweetie. I love you so much, baby. She did, right? You use a clicker to do it, honey. All right, fine, honey. I'll take care of it. Just unplug it and plug it back in or something. I don't know. You're not a genius because you're winning trades. You're a genius because you're relentlessly wanting to learn and stay open-minded. Amen. That's the plan. What's the worst drop in Bitcoin? 120K to 200 correction. I don't know what it was. I don't really. To me, it's kind of pointless to think about right now. I want to focus on the present moment in time. Right? I'm right here, right now. So we went to the monthly all the way down to the 1 minute today. I gave you every single thing I could for Bitcoin. We ran through it. We gave you a live trade. I showed you how to use an exchange, basically live, so you can see how I touch the buttons and figure it out. I'm using 68x leverage or 65. Please don't use high leverage if you don't know what you're doing, please. It's not for everybody unless you've practiced it for a long, long time and know what you're doing, please. All right? Very, very important. The bot will trade for you, which is beautiful to get you started. This is at Minotaur Trading Systems. Hit the link to find out more. I do get a beautiful commission if you sign up to the bot, and I greatly appreciate anyone that did so. And that's a lifetime. You'll have that bot forever, and you can use it. I mean, it's a pretty amazing thing to have. You have AI at your fingertips to basically reading the market at a fat and a high. And again, I've been doing this for a long time. The bot passes my scrutiny, my test rate. I tested the bot for 6 to 7 months before I told anyone about it. I started with 10 grand, 20 grand. Now I have over 160,000 in there. The bot has made itself 30%. It does wonders. Very, very excited on how the bot is doing damage. So absolutely loving it. So here we go. Let's move forward. At 11 o'clock, I like to move into the altcoins because now we can kind of see where Bitcoin's going, what's happening. Bitcoin holding 120K is key for the altcoins. ZORA, big gainer, really the big winner. ZORA, which kept, everyone kept, every time we went to Crypto Rank, it was one of the top. It finally did get that move, 28%. Let's take a look at what's hot exactly as we speak. Lido DAO getting a move. Kronos has been hot. We've gated set up for that. We have talked about it. Lido up. Story IP. INSP to inspect, which is, I think, a layer, one of the first layer 2s on the newer chain. This is pretty interesting. Atom, BitGet token, stacks, injective back at 14. I'd love to see Atom get back to $5, man. Virtuals 138. I love my virtuals. I believe virtuals will come back with a vengeance. AI agents is not gone. We will have a resurgence of AI. That whole entire narrative will come back with a insanity. I think Leia AI will continue to pump. Ava AI, Nyla AI. I wouldn't be surprised. Ondo back at $1 strong. 777s on the 7-day. Look, and then it disappeared, but that was hot. You saw the 777s for Ondo right there. We saw it there. It's back for me. It said, I got you, Sammy. I won't let you slip. 777s on the Ondo. Immutable X. Okay, so not amazing. And say back at 31, up 5%. Let's talk about SEI. I made a very large $50,000 hit. I threw 50K into SEI at this last little dippage. That's the one I'm really going hard on. Looking for a 10x here to $500,000 to $3.10. Pancake swap. We're going to look at that too as well. One of my favorite coins. Take a look at Dog with Hat later on and see what happens too. My DJI 6930 sitting at the 786. Many hot coins. This is where the meeting point is for their finally rounded bottom. Although they start kind of look the shoulder, head, right shoulder. It could easily go to zero and we could never hear about it again. It's high risk speculation, of course. And so never do what you see a YouTuber do. And I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but just watching this candle, I took a gander on this somewhere down here. I'm still up. We'll see what happens. I do own the coin, so hey, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Sam, for showing me how to trade like a boss. It's my 5th month as a lifer, enjoying every moment of the journey and the experience. God bless you and the family. Can you please take a look at Ethereum, Armenian friend? That's the nicest way to send in a super chat, man. You have class. Your parents raised you right. May God bless you. Or if you're an orphan, you lived right. You learned from the world, however it was. But I would bet that you were raised by a good family. God bless you, our median friend. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. 120,200 for Bitcoin. And I was about to say, are we in a trade? Yeah, we're in another trade here. for BTC, and we kind of got this cooking now. What's cooking, good looking, my mom used to say. Shout out to Irene Price, my mom. God bless you. I love you, Mom. Shout out to Jimmy, Daisy, and Finn. My parents, man. God bless them. They're right there. See this little dove? That's my mom and dad right there. Oh, right. Finn and Daisy. Wow, love you. Love you guys. Always on my stream, always together, always with their son, forever now on the live. Just, you know, I love that they're always with me here on the stream. I don't take anything Sammy says as financial advice. It takes... You're funny. Appreciate what you do. Curious what you think about Pulse Chain. You know, I sacrificed a long time ago. Still hold some on an Ethereum wallet somewhere. And, you know, we'll see what can happen. Sam, can you look at INSP? INSP's hot. Bitcoin's looking like it could get a nice... I've seen this exact shape pump so hard before. Not saying it will for sure, but I mean, this thing looks... I've seen this exact thing. This little... It's got what I call the flamingo inverted. And it just looks good to me. We got super chats coming in here. Let's take a look at the super chats. And all you beautiful people, let's take a look at the fan funding that came in today. Wow, it's heavy and hot. So we got Arab Ben. Welcome to the Exclusive Lifers. Thank you for jumping on in. That's super nice of you. What's this talk about JP Morgan and Coinbase? I don't know yet. I'll find out. Shout out to the best in space, Sam Price, the one and only crypto lifer. Can't wait to meet you in Singapore. Sending love from Brazil. Bonji. Sam, you're amazing. Thank you for your wisdom. May you do an in-depth on ETH, please. Thank you. God bless. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Why not edit? Let's take a look at Ethereum and see what's happening for Ethereum, as my buddy says. Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum here on Binance Spot and show you what I see happening. What's happening now? Underlay. Iya. Ayo. So, to me, it's making what's called a bullish rectangle. And it's only a matter of time till it possibly does some damage to the upside here, Ethereum. You know, we were watching the ETH BTC chart. It held very good, so we knew that alt season was strong. It broke above key levels and showed support, so we know that ETH Bitcoin is going. And that's how we know that alt season is here. I'll be honest, it's, you know, high risk as always, but I like this 1 hour on Ethereum. And as low as the stop, if you can get the stop below 3958 or the liquidation, good chance you can win. Preferably below here at 4,050. But I'm looking for ETH to go sideways, maybe, you know, 8 to 9 hours at the most. Maybe even make some type of, you know, little dip there or whatever, and then continue to the upside and hit my target here at about $5,100 Ethereum, 5125 for ETH. So I'm starting to see a movement for ETH to the upside. I like what I'm seeing for Ethereum. Just got to take its time. The 4-hour resetting looking good on the 1 hour time on the 21. Everything really starting to go my way. I mean, it could make a right shoulder and dump on us. Daily's a little far from the 21. So let's do our top down from the weekly. It's a little more difficult than Bitcoin. It's not as clean for whatever reason. The chart never wasn't as easy, you know, not as beautifully clean. Sorry here, Alt-T. So we make a trend line and we see this beautiful trend line for Ethereum, right? Similar here, and some people are trying to say this was your top, you're done. I don't know, that was ridiculous, whoever said that. I mean, I go with this trend line. You touch 1, 2, 3. I've also seen a lot of fake outs in my life, and that looks exactly like one. And then you retested this key level for the bounce, so it's a significant line. And then you can clearly see support and resistance has been met. On the weekly, too. When you break weekly resistance, you got to respect it. And that's why we look at the weekly every day here on the channel on Bitcoin. It really shows us where the market's headed, and it keeps us in control. If you're not looking at the weekly every day, you're missing out. Now, we're pretty far away from the 21-day moving average on the daily. It's a little, you know, that tells me we got to be on the 7-day, sorry. Even on the 3-day too. So if we get a move, it's saying, hey, we may eventually have to come back sometime. And even the daily, and the daily has a bearish div, doesn't it? So I don't know. It's interesting. I got some mixed signals on the bigger time frames. Some would say, I guess this was the bearish divergence here, though, already, and it played out. Now we have a new set. We're not connected. We'd have to make another set of bearish div. I'll somewhat take that. And I've toyed with that with divergence. That's the one discrepancy in divergence that I've had to deal with in my life. Because nothing's going to be 100%. That's another thing. People learn TA and then they're like expected, like, why didn't it do exactly that? I'm like, because nothing's 100%. Like, why didn't the wave hit exactly the way it was supposed to hit? Why didn't, you know what I mean? Nothing's going to do exactly what it's supposed to every time. Most of the time, you're going to get patterns and you're going to understand stuff. Most professions are most of the time, not every time. All right. So we've got some possibilities here for Ethereum. Shoulder, head, possible right shoulder, right? I mean, you have to look, that's a possibility. Or the 4 hours, you know, going to form a bit of a flag. And we're going to have a big move. Everyone's pushing for this bigger move, and it looks like that's more likely. I will tell you that daily just get, you know, whenever we're extended, I just got to tell you that. So now we're back to where we started with the 1 hour. We have a lot more information than we had before. Why did I do that? I didn't do that to confuse you. I wanted to show you how, if you just start with the 1 hour, you're going to get a different picture possibly than if you take a bigger look on the whole market. And you don't want to just look at one time frame. You really got to look at every time frame. Now, people don't want to do that. They get lazy. They're like, this time frame looks good for me. I'm all good. I don't have to look at anything else. You'll get in the habit of doing that, and eventually there's going to be a moment where the 4 hour is so far from the 21 about to dump, but you trade a flag on the 15 because that's what you want to do. And you lose a big chunk, you know. So anyway, anything could happen. Who knows? I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say I do. But these are the things that I see happening to traders around the world all the time. These are the stories I get for the one-on-ones that I did for years. Remember, for years I did one-on-ones with people, and they told me all of their hardships. Oh, I said, and again, I don't go over portfolios. I don't tell you what to buy or sell, but people would tell me their stories that I need to, like, I got to tell this to someone. I can't tell anybody. You know? Because people take L's and they have no one to talk to about it. And heck, man, they take a one-on-one just to be like, man, I need to tell someone about how bad this was. I've seen so many crazy things in my trading career. People that were doing great and then started leverage trading with tons of money and losing it all for no reason. Like, crazy. Anyway, so I see ETH going sideways for, I don't know, 5 to 8 hours. And then we could get this party started. But I do see some clinks in the armor for ETH. It's not perfect just yet. And if we do get another pump, we're going to start to get pretty extended. Around the $5,000 level, I'd say there's going to be a pullback. So just, you know, trade accordingly. Bitcoin couldn't hold that 120K level. Looks like we may get stopped out of this puppy here. So that wasn't all of it. That looked good, man. It looked like we were going to get the move. Dang. And again, false move Monday. That's what you get for trading Mondays. Mondays are tough. Monday nights are fun. I'll tell you that. Monday night, things can get awesome. Let's get back to the super chats and see what's happening. All right. What will Solana do after the big push for Ethereum? I mean, in my mind, money will flow out of Ethereum into Sol. People are going to be wanting to get into Sol and have some fun. It's just what's happened. It's just what's likely going to happen. Let's take a look at Sol USDT. And sorry about blinding you there with the light screen. It makes it easier for me to very differentiate the bot from my other screen, so I don't do the, you know, a couple times I switched off. You know. I got what I mean is I like mixed my profiles, and I started doing things on that profile, which threw off the reading of the bot, and I can't stand when that happens. Anyway, so I see that as a cup and handle, not to erase anything, but I just wanted to kind of show you a little more without. But I see that as the cup with the handle, you see, breaking out. And I see it as it getting tight. Solana just starting to get really tight. And once it gets tight, I see it breaking out over time. But it looks like it's going to take its time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. October 23rd, you know, November 10th or something, we're sitting at $264 Solana. Man, if I never thought that 300, I thought that was the beginning of something crazy. Trump came in. It was like, I still can't believe that January. It's been a crazy year. That's how we started the year 2 weeks into January with that insane Trump coin pump that brought Solana to 300. My goodness. From $20 in August of 2023. Unbelievable. Less than 2 years. An insane 15x for Sol. Anyway, so time to recreate this anyway. So that's what I see happening for Sol. It's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And actually, this is the leg. This is the next big leg to the upside, and it says it can go to $448 an ounce. All right, for 1 ounce of Solana. I keep a straight face. I see what anybody says. But let's take a look now at where we could go. Yeah, 449. To me, I see that as the top. Like, I don't know if we can get much higher than that, because I've seen it get so much liquidity and so much pumps, and it doesn't seem to really carry over. $449 for Solana would be absolutely beautiful. Anywhere in this range would probably be a good profit-taking area, 360 and up. Does it go to 1,000? Is there a super cycle I'm not counting for? I just don't see the liquidity. The money spreads around from Sol into the other coins, goes into Sol, into the other coins, goes into Sol. So, like, it's not like Sol just sits by itself, because it's a redistribution wheel as well, right? Money does go back into Sol, don't get me wrong, and it does over time, but eventually it deflates, right? It's not like Bitcoin, where people are trading Bitcoin to hold Bitcoin. You see? Like, no one's selling Bitcoin for altcoins, you know what I mean? But people are selling Solana for an altcoin every 5 seconds. It's a big difference. So Bitcoin holding 120,000. Did I stay in the trade? Did they get me? I did. Wow, and they started to pump. This is just similar to the last one. How they almost got me, and then they reversed price out of this massive kind of, almost looks like a double bottom, doesn't it? Looks like Sammy may win this trade yet again. We'll see what happens. I was defeated there. I thought we were cooked. I thought for sure I was cooked, everybody. And maybe I still am. Who knows? We'll come back to that in a second. Do I go 2 for 2 on the live? He's so epic, right? Hey, I'll take it on a Monday. False move Monday, going 2 for 2 on the 1 minuto on Bitfinex. Anything is possible. So Solana, 449 over time. You heard it here first on the channel. Yeah, that's going to be that measured move. And I'm pretty good at this. I've done this many times and nailed it. Been spot on. One kind of creepy thing is, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a head and shoulder pattern, right? I mean, just not saying it's, I just shouldn't have said that. Anyway, let's move on. Very fast. I don't want to look at that anymore. Can you take a peek at XRP, says Nick DeBoer. Nick, I love you, man. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at XRP, brother. XRP on Solana. After Solana. Sorry. Okay. Let's see what I last looked at for XRP. I have something up here. So we last looked at this little flag. Didn't get stopped. Basically did get stopped out. We didn't get the punch out that XRP wanted to, right? Something kind of slumped. What's going on? Let's take a look at the bigger picture for XRP. So that's a losing trade. Not all my trades win. I didn't make the trade personally, but I put a setup that did not play out. I still hold XRP, though. It's pretty sweet. And I was looking at an all-gold Submariner yesterday. I think it was 44K. Looked nice. So looking at XRP here, I like the tightness on the daily. I like the consolidation. I like the moving averages. That all tells me things are okay. But there's, a little bit of a struggle in price action. And it tells me that we're just going to get maybe, 4 to 5 days. And then this thing's still about to get busy. I'm still very bullish on XRP. Yeah, that's kind of my next idea here for XRP. Remember, you can hold control, grab anything you want. So you don't have to go grab something again. Say you want this line, hold control. It'll take whatever you had. Got rid of it by Control Z, rebounced right back out. I like XRP. Just looks like we need some time for the daily stochastics to kind of dip a little bit. reset laterally. Give it some time. Let's put an alert on it. Put a vertical line with an alert. When XRP crosses the line, I'll know. Ding-a-ding-a-ding. Ding-a-ding-a-ding. Shout out to everybody here. You love that alert sound on TradingView. I know I do. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Okay. Set alerts on XRP. You never know. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's very nice of you. That will come back to you tenfold. Bang. I will legalize your stream at NK. I don't know what that means, man. God bless. Oh, yeah, you're funny, man. Kaz Jong Yoon, it's so funny. KTA target. Let's take a look at KETA and see what's happening to KTA. KETA. KETA's been hot on the radar, too. Wow, $600 million market cap. It's ripping. My next target for KETA is 292. It's about to hit the all-time high yet again. We found this thing at 12 cents. It never stopped. Shout out to anyone that's still in KETA ripping. I see it continuing to go to the upside. KETA, 291 to the upside. Pretty awesome to see. It's about to hit the all-time high yet again. If you're a KETA holder, God bless you. I know some lifers may have got in at the very beginning. Anyone here holding KETA? God bless you if you are. That thing, man, I found that thing one of my best calls, really, of the bull run so far. And it's very strong, and it came back with the bounce. I'm looking for DJI 6930 to do a similar type of move here, back to its all-time high. Thank you so much for KETA. I appreciate you putting that on the radar yet again. Salute the command, Sergeant Major Sir Sammy. Let's go. The high and the tight brings the high and the tight candles. Amen. Thank you. Looking fresh, Sammy. God bless. Jesus loves you, GOAT. The GOAT of Sarasota. Your consistency and dedication are second to none. God bless you. Biscuits. White Rock moved 40%. Something is cooking. Please and thanks. Let's take a look at White Rock. Ethereum looks good to me. I'll put alerts on Ethereum too as well. And I'll put an alert here. I don't want it to break that line. 2 alerts on ETH. All right. That yellow says it's on the yellow. The blue says it's on the blue. These are little alarm clocks. You can then see all the alerts that you need right here. I don't want you to see all my alerts, though. Flashing. I'm flashy. I'm getting too flashy over here. Let's take a look at White Rock. And shout out to all the super chats. You people are amazing. Making the stream really cook. See how the stream cooks? I mean, it's like there were some tough days of the summer. No liquidity, tight, a little dry. And we made it through no matter what. God bless everybody here on the live. People are waking back up. School's coming next week. My daughter starts school Tuesday, man. We're back in motion here. We're having company meetings. My wife's all over me. We're back, no more summer fun. It's over. You know what I mean? Nah, it's still the summer, but we're back in action here in the house. And we got construction. My house is a construction zone right now. It's an absolute mess. It is what it is, right? So, White Rock. Someone said it bounced up a little bit. I don't know. I don't see too much love out of it. I've never been a fan of this coin. It got above its 4-hour 200 moving average. Signs of life. And yeah, I see what you're saying here. Starting to flag out on the 1 hour. And what if it becomes a staple and you did find a bottom? So, hey. Anyone find, what's that unstable coin? We're going to talk about unstable coin. That's pretty funny, right? Stable coin, we got unstable coin. I put an alert on White Rock. There's a chance it does make some gains. No one's talked about it recently, and it's on the low. So it doesn't need a lot of liquidity to get back up there. All right. Not my favorite thing to trade, though. It's definitely not like hotness for me. Thank you, Sam. Wow, we have a lot of super chats here. Thank you, Sam, for our meeting friend. God bless you. We took an in-depth look at Ethereum, man. God bless you. Thank you for that. So I believe we had 2 Ethereum super chats. Yeah, we got it. Yep. Appreciate what you do. Curious what you think about Pulse Chain. I love Pulse Chain. I think it's hot. I think it'd do some numbers. Let's take a look. What is Pulse Chain? Hex for wrapped pulse. That's Hex. I think it's, I forgot. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in so long. Pulse chain is PLS. All right. Does anyone even have PLS? That's the thing, right? Nobody, right? Let's see it on the DEX. Pulse chain for wrapped pulse. I mean, kind of like, right? You need pulse chain for ETH. I don't know, got low liquidity. Where do you really look at pulse chain? I look at Hex, but where can you actually just look at pulse chain? That's an interesting question. It was harder than I thought it was going to be. Left me a little stumped. Let's take a look at Inspect on INSP. Now, is INSP on? Yeah, there it is. Inspect. All right. Wow, it looked hot to me yesterday. Pumped up, but with the book, it got nasty bearish div. Swing down while it swung up. It collapsed down there to the downside. So it did pump, but very small amount, right? Not a lot. Looked interesting to me, man. ZORA really was the hotness, though. The daily's a little far for the 21-day moving average, you see? And there's some bearish divergence here. Tells me that this has to come back down to the 21 in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, it may look good here and there, but to leave it alone until it comes back down. Possibly to support, possibly to a fib. 618 fib is right at support too. Maybe we go sideways, but it says like 7 or 8 days. Let that thing chill. We'll find out more about it, as we kind of get more information. McGard 314. McGard been coming through lately with a lot of super chats. McGard, God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Lifer, hope you're doing well. They said. Can you look at Kita? Thank you. God bless you. We just looked at Kita. Thank you. We got 2 super chats for Kita, and I also sent a super chat out. And I asked what coins to look at. We're going to look at a bunch of different coins we got out there. I mean, not a super chat, but an X post. Hey, sir, can we take a look at Rocket Pool? RPL. Let's take a look at RPL, Rocket Pool. Rocket Pool on OKX. It seems to be on KuCoin, Binance, and over on MEXC as well. Rocket Pool. So what Rocket Pool did was what a lot of coins did, right? It made the flag above the 200 moving average, touching the 21, and it got the pump. As suggested, little flagpole pump. The length of this flag here was your pump, and it's basically kind of what you got on the wick. So, all's well that ends well. So far, so good, right? It broke out. So, if your coin didn't do this, your coin's lagging. Most coins should have done this by now, found their bottom, and crossed the 200 moving average. That tells me that the trend is our friend now. We got some trend in our favor. You then look for your next support and resistance, and you can see that we cleared this resistance at about $8. Once you clear that, you start looking, where is my 21? Not too far, but it does suggest consolidation. Then you look at the 8-hour, the 6-hour, the 4, and you start seeing that the 4-hour is above the 200, touching the 21. Telling me that Rocket Pool is likely going to make a move. Why? The daily has movement. The daily's above its key levels. We just need maybe a day of consolidation. Maybe 4 to 5 4-hour candles, 6 4-hour candles at the most. This is something I would put an alert on. And when we went through there, it looks like it could rip. I don't really care about the coin much, and I'm not really like, oh, what project is it? Yada, yada, yada. That looks like a nice 30% swing trade there for Rocket Pool. I would add alerts to Rocket Pool, and I'll go through all of my alerts and add them to the group too. I have hours and hours of work every day in the trading group. It like never ends. It's a never-ending job to run a group. I love it. It's constant. It never ends. The pressure is heavy, and most people would never live with the pressure, so there you go. RPL, thank you. Let's take a look at ZORA from Flash with the $2 super chat. And thank you so much. We'll give you that thumbs up and that life or love there on all those super chats. Let's take a look at ZORA, ZORA. Thing was so hot, did a 15x, 14x in a few days, right? Looks like it may want to continue the way it's showing strength on the 4-hour right now. Gosh dang, right? The daily just absolutely going out of control, bananas. But now you do have a bearish div on the daily. You're away from the 21. But it seemed to open up a market for NFTs and really get a use case that people never thought. And it's taken the markets that it's in by storm. I'll be honest, like, there's a chance ZORA continues to pump today, but it's so high risk. Like, you know, I would, if I, like, say I just went 200 for 500 and then I was up. I'm still in this trade, everybody. There's a chance we win this. We're back above the 200. I'm going to reposition how we look. And again, the 1 minute's going to change so fast. You're going to be changing the way that the flags that you're going to change that all day long. Okay, and resistance there at about 125.88. We're still inside this trade. We're back above the 200 moving average. Kind of a head and shoulder, but there's a chance we win. You never know. Amazing. And we trade on weeks. We trade on, today I'm live trading Bit2Next because it's small scalps. That's where I do my small scalps in the very small time frames. Weeks is where I make my bigger swing trades and spot trading. Always buy a little more Bitcoin usually too. Just kind of how it is. Today may be a nice day to buy a little more BTC. I did move it to the, from spot to funding, so I got to transfer at one point. Yeah, I'd like to top this off to a whole biddy and get it off. Send it on out, right? Nice, the Tech 100. Oh yeah, we got to talk about the NASDAQ too. We got a lot to cover in the next half an hour of the show. I don't even know if we have enough time. We're going to fit in everything we can. All right, so let's get back into ZORA. XRP looks really nice to me. I would set alerts on XRP. That next move could be magnanimous, so we could make some serious gains. Don't stress what happened to you in the past. It's over now. The liquidations, the losses, the unplanned trades, the ups and downs, you're here now. If you made it this far and you battled through if you battled through the mentality to trade again, then that's half the battle. Some people, they can never even get back to trading. Like, they get so devastated by the losses, they can't even open up a trade again. So if you're here on the live, just getting back into the vibe, that's the start. So ZORA, I'm looking for some right shoulder action, kind of similar to Bitcoin. It may not get it. It may just parabolically break on out of here. There's a chance like your trend line is really this tight. I mean, that's what we got going on right now. I'd love a pullback. I can't tell you what's going to happen. It's a little too high risk. Price discovery coin, right? So, it's looking more bullish than bearish to me. If you're lucky enough to get it to bounce, chance you go. And 19 cent is the target for ZORA. If it continues, I'm still a little skeptical of it though, as the daily is very extended. This could be one of its last bigger pumps, but it's hot right now. And it's showing signs of life. We have Kira O'Neill. Can you check out Aerodrome? Let's take a look at our baby AERO. Thank you, Kira. USDT. And shout out to our channel sponsors, Kinesis.money. Go to Kinesis.money today to find out more. All right? Really interesting place to find out about how money works. And they're basically tokenizing they're tokenizing gold. They're doing something that everyone else should have done a long time ago, and giving gold away to live in the future. So everything should be Kinesis, protecting your money with gold. Simple, get rewarded every month too. Choose better money, unlock the power of gold as money. Protect your spending as savings from cash that loses value by the second. Money rewards you. Pay with your gold or crypto anywhere in the world and earn gold with every purchase. So you have a coin that you could pay crypto with, and you could earn gold back. Pretty awesome, man. Own your gold always. You are the legal owner of your gold no matter what. We even deliver your gold straight to your front door any time. World-class security shouldn't cost the world. Kinesis stores your gold for you in fully insured vaults at no cost to you. All metals are independently audited twice a year. Your gold never gathers dust. Unlike traditional investments that tie up your money, Kinesis lets you spend, send, and trade your gold with total freedom. Stack your rewards. Earn a passive income on your gold savings. Say your grandma gave you a bunch of gold. You could turn it into a card today and start spending. I mean, it's not the plan. I like to save, but I'm just saying, like, gold can actually do something that you never thought possible with Kinesis.money. Find out more. I got my account open and I'm buying silver. I'm going to go deep diving it tomorrow. I just got so many altcoins today, but tomorrow we will go over Kinesis in depth for about 10 minutes. Show you some things I've done, or 5 minutes. I just want to show you things that I'm doing with it and how I'm accessing. I'm basically stacking silver, but I'll get into all that. Wow, so AERO, we talked about AERO possibly getting to 125. It ripped to 125 out the double bottom. Sorry, I usually do it on the Coinbase side here. So here we go. And this is what we're talking about. And now it's in a giant double bottom. The target for this giant double bottom is 434 for Aerodrome. AERO has done some numbers. What a beautiful pump. You gotta love it. Yesterday was 2 days ago, whatever, that was just huge. But yeah, come back to the 21-day moving average. That's just what's likely going to happen. Same here with the 4 hours. So if you're bullish, 4 hour makes some type of inverted head and shoulder. We take our time. Next pump. This is how I stay ahead. This is why we make so many gains on the channel. We have so many alerts waiting. We do our due diligence. We're up tomorrow. We don't take days off. We don't get drunk. I haven't been drunk in 4 years. I haven't drank alcohol since 2021. And yeah, I'm all set, man. I'm focused every single day at the task at hand, which is running my trading group, running my business, keeping YouTube going, and making sure my family is happy. That's the number one key every single day. They give me these 2 hours, and then the time I have to run the group while I'm in my office, running my, doing what I got to do, and I give them the best dad that I can be. And together we have an amazing relationship, me and my family. I love my girls, my wife. It's like I live a dream, man. If everyone had girls like me, the world wouldn't be so upset. AERO looks interesting. And again, it could just dump to zero and end up down here. That doesn't make me wrong. That means that I didn't have to take the trade. I only take the perfect setup. If it happens, then we take it. If it doesn't, then we don't take it. Very simple stuff. It's quantum. Can you look at SPX? God bless you, brother. Shout out to J Lit TV. Thank you for the $2 super chat. God bless you. Let's take a look at SPK. Spark had that huge pump last week. Came to the upside. Looked hot. Is it time to get in? Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to swing trade, actually. I got it confused with ZORA. Yes, so I didn't forget. And dang, I didn't open the trade yet, but dang, I was like, man, it looked so hot, right? It was getting so tight at the 618. The daily has this weird bearish div on us now. When it's touching the 21, like, it looks good to me. I mean, I like it. 8 hour time frame. It has those tight moving averages. When the 21 curves, I always get a little like, So if it can bounce up in here and go a little sideways, I think I'm going to swing trade it. But my mind now doesn't like, my subconscious mind doesn't like that curve down. It's like, it's roll over, I don't want to see that thing roll over on me. Right now, it looks like it's going to dump down to the 4 hour 200 moving average. So I'd have to let it bounce right now. I got to watch it. And the 1 hour lost to 200. These are bearish signs. Some bullish divvy, though. So we got to get a bounce sooner than later. And again, maybe it's the perfect buy right now. I like to buy the less risky buy, not the perfect buy. Even maybe the retest or the breakout here, too. These three places are better than this right now. But that's high risk. Also high reward. I'd like to see a bounce. I'm going to put an alert on this one. My alert's going to be different on this one. It's going to be a more sideways alert. I'm going to hit Alt-J. I'd like to see the price come up and hit J. There we go. Looks like a good bounce. Bit of an inverted head and shoulder. Possibly the best price to get in before, but it's not perfect. I like perfect trades where it's like nice and the trade at the flag is just absolutely banana. That's a little, Can you check out Ibiza Final Boss meme on Solana? Yeah, Boss has been crazy, right? Everyone's been talking about it. I've heard it like 1,000 times. Ibiza Final Boss. Funny. Market cap is pretty small too, right? So it pumped up for 2 days and then got a massive dump back to the downside. Makes sense for a meme that has no real use case. When you got a lot of actual, we're talking about, like we brought up a lot of coins recently that have beautiful ecosystems or, a use case. I mean, that to me looks like a shoulder, head and shoulder. It's going to dump down further. I'm all set. I don't know about this coin, but it doesn't look good to me. Looks like whoever got in had their way with it already from the 6th of August and on in. And now it's kind of, I could be wrong, but I'm all set. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. I don't mean to be rude, but God bless you, brother. That thing looks like it's going to go lower. That's a shoulder, a head, and shoulders. Looks like it could head to 4.5. Hey, Sam, can you look at SHX? And then we got Keeping It Real Since podcast. May you take a look at AXLR. Shout out to the chat. God bless you. Thank you. So we're going to take a look at SHX and we're going to take a look at AXLR here on the channel. Remember, everything here will be timestamped. You can come back and check your timestamp. If you had to go to the bathroom, something happened, you missed it, you'll be ready to rock. All right, so the last time I put out SHX, I put it down here in a cup and handle. It hit the exact target to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. And it just like, whatever, it must have looked good to me based on my strategy, my subconscious. I always look, my subconscious mind liked that, huh? Didn't really have to think much about it. SHX for the move there. So now what? It's up huge. The daily's on the 21. I mean, spot on, right? Went right to the target and everything. Now it's in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You have some bearish divergence. I don't know. It's a little sketch compared to the rest of the market. Weekly's a little high after it pumped for the 21. It's, I don't know. It's not amazing. And then you got this kind of, flag going. If the 1 hour could pull off the flag, go for it. And it could get, so if this bounces and starts to get tight, it's more likely that the rising wedge will break out. If this loses and starts to drop, so you look for this to bounce, end up right here near my yellow line, and, right underneath that resistance, and bang. I mean, you're going to 4 cents, basically, right? But, I mean, that's going to be a parabolic breakout for the market, too. So you're going to have to get a big pump for ETH and a lot of stuff. So look for SHX to follow through with that. And it is looking good. A lot of resistance that did come as support at about 0.22414. Oh. Thank you so much for the super chat. May God bless you. That's awesome. Now we take a look at AXLR. Wow, super chats are just absolutely out of control today. Insanity. We're going to have to maybe make them, I think we're going to have to bring super chats to $5 at super chat. Yeah, because if the whole stream was like $15, $2 super chats, not that I don't mind them, I love them, but we just like, it's unsustainable. And so I think we're going to we might have to go up, or on days like today, we now have to say like $5 super chats only at this point, because we can't get through it. It's physically impossible, right? Look, I mean, it gets, I would stream to the end of time, right? I'm super grateful though. I don't want to be rude. People are like, wow, he's a real, look at that guy. No, I just want to make this show move as fast as possible. GPU Node AI. Let's take a look at GPU Node AI. Okay. I mean, it had kind of a head and shoulder bottom, but it double bottomed, right? So that to me says it's going to come back very strong. Almost like Stellar Lumens did this, and it did it beautifully. Study the Stellar Lumens chart. Study the giant double bottom it made, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying here. So I see this happening too. Target takes you, to that next resistance point, somewhere at 98 cents. To $1, basically. I see this headed to $1 sooner than later out the double bottom. Very simply put. Not much else to talk about there. Those play out way more than they don't. So, any chance to have a look on the turbo chart? We'll take a look at turbo. been whatever, though. It's been lackluster, right? Yeah, it bounced off the 618. Then we had it, the last time we looked at it, we had it in this flag, and it fell off the flag. Similar to what Bitcoin's doing. What's Bitcoin doing now? Wow, it looks like we're going to win the trade. Bitcoin doing damage now. And now, look, now this is where I usually long hard. So look, now I'd go over to weeks, right? Let's take, or MEXC. I'll go to the 1 minute. And I'll trade this flag, see? With my stop below the 200 moving average. See, once you trade the 1 second, like last night we were trading the 1 second. The 1 minute moves like a moo cow, man. It moves like a 500-pound gorilla. Like, actually, they can move pretty fast, so that's not true. But it moves like a hippo. I mean, hippos move pretty fast too. Moves like a wheel stuck in the mud, you know. 119,890 right here for Bitcoin. Move that over. And this is my signal. It is a Monday, but I like it. And we made some good gains. So I'll risk 200. 170 for 5. I got to at least risk like 250 to even for me to feel something, right? Get a pulse going. So there's a trade live here on MEXC, all right? Least amount of fees in the game here on MEXC too as well. I absolutely love it. So check that out. And many times I'll make that same trade possibly on weeks or somewhere else as well. This looks bullish. So we watched consolidation during the entire show. Everything kind of started to go our way. And now we're kind of sitting pretty. Ethereum's still in a good spot too right now. The week's Ethereum trade's still in the green here. And we sold the top yesterday. We got back inside. I look for ETH to continue up now. Maybe ETH just breaks out of this flag. You never know and follows Bitcoin. There's a chance. So I looked for it to go sideways, right? But again, I don't know everybody. That looks like it might just go out of control to the upside now. Bitcoin, 120,000. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Shorts getting squeezed here. Look at the liquidity above us all the way to 125 at least. That may be the top, though. A lot of times I've seen it. We hit it. Then we come back down to 118.5. So be careful. But, you know, we have been watching for this, and we've sat all day, and I didn't play games, and I just trusted my strategy. And here we stand now with the 21 touching a flag above the 200, which is a known signal, and it doesn't mean it's going to play out either. I may lose the trade, too. No guarantees, both trades, right? Only time will tell here for BTC. Let's get back to the super chats. XLR and XCN. Let's look at AXL. I think it's WAXL, though, right? Yeah, for some reason, the ticker's just a little different on MEXC. I still hold this coin long term. It's been like statistic punishment, right? I mean, sitting at the bottom now forever, but higher than that previous low. I can't tell you what's going to happen to all these coins. This one looks so beat up and almost looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Did it get above its 4-hour 200 moving average? It did, and then lost the sauce. Again, low volume. We need that whole section to wake up and RWA to really start to rip. I see it break. I mean, I still own it. Cup and handle, double bottom. Suggested it's going to move. Like, it doesn't get any lower than that. It's like, what's going to happen now? But maybe not. Maybe not every coin goes back up. So just because I own it doesn't mean it's going to rip. But hey, it looks okay. I think there's way better coins out there to trade. So I just have to be honest. And I own the coin, so I'm being brutally honest. That's how you know I don't pump my own bags. I tell the truth. If I have a coin and I hold it and it's like whatever, I don't go, oh, that looks good to me. This is a nice, and throw it in as the good trades. I don't do that. I'll tell you to your face and to my face that, hey, it is what it is. XCN still in this tiny flag. I mean, this big flag getting tighter and tighter. We don't want to see it lose this and drop back down, though. Definitely been a kind of interesting coin that just slowly does its thing over time, but it's got slow, bullish institutional consolidation. To me, on its way to 5 cents eventually. I do hold the coin, XCN. So that's a coin I do hold, though. Bless the lifers and the lifer. Litecoin, please. Litecoin. Thank you so much for that super chat. We'll take a look at Litecoin, LTC, on MEXC. So last time I looked at Litecoin, I was very bullish on it. Entry somewhere there at 121 off the bounce on the lower, and it got that. That's in the money, and it now looks like Litecoin may continue to the upside. So Litecoin is bullish. The ticker is Litecoin. That's it. And it's got some stuff going on for it. People are talking about it. Payment gateways and all sorts of, Litecoin may not be the quiet, useless coin everybody thought it was in the long run. Institutions looking at it. It's still around. It's still one of the bigger coins in the game. People forget Litecoin. Litecoin is a long right now. It looks beautiful. That looks like it's going to pump to the upside. I'm even thinking of taking that long on Litecoin. I'm actually going to write it down. Whenever I'm thinking of taking a trade, I forget a lot, and then I will miss the trade. Got a lot going on in my life, so I'll write it here, the trades that I'm really looking at. We're looking at Litecoin. We're also looking at Spark, right? Yeah. I want to see Spark consolidate there and get a move. Then that's another reason why you put the alerts too. So you can just add this to the alert. Both work for me, though. Now we got an alert on Litecoin as well. Wow, a lot of super chats coming in. It's pretty awesome. Thank you so much. Tap down analysis on AIOZ. Great stream last night. Thank you so much, man. God bless Gabriel M. Leone. The stream last night was like I'm still, it was like, what happened? Like my mind's like, whoa, like, right? It was magical, man. There was something going on that night. There was something in the frequency, something in the air, the music, the whole thing was just nuts. I like AIOZ in the long term. I hold it long term, and I hold a pretty big bag of it. I see it headed back to the upside over time. I think it's one of the best deep-in projects out there. It's got a great team. It's got, it had good marketing. People knew about it. New is that, people knew about it. Funny, right? Now it's been kind of struggling like a lot of RWA and AI. Like nobody talks about them right now. But that's a good sign. When nobody talks about something, it means it's probably going to get a resurgence. Well, not every time, but So I'm looking for these coins to rip again. I'm in AIOZ, and I see it headed back to its all-time high. Will these coins go higher than their all-time highs, though? I don't know. And it's crazy. March and December of 2024. That was it. Like, we never went higher. Pump on the 1 hour, please. Thank you. Pump on the 1 hour. It's on Bybit Spot. It's on MEXC. So the last time I put it out, I was looking for a pump. Looks like on the 1 hour time frame, right? Or a little dump. So we saw the descending triangle, dolphin dip, and then it ripped. But it made a flag. It made a cup and handle. See the cup and the handle? I mean, the 1 hour looks good. Now it just has to come hang out with the 21 again, right? You kind of need your 15 right now to see if your 15 breaks out parabolically. I'd have to have your 15 and your 1 hour up. They both look bullish to me, like they could continue up for a while. Then you wait for the 1 hour to come back to the 21. But pump looks like it's headed further up. And it definitely looks like it bottomed there, for sure. No guarantees, but it looks like a bottom for pump. Okay. Moving forward. And we're just going step by step here. Look at the GoPro chart. Like it? Earnings. Man. Can you check SWIF up for the last call? Bless you, sir. Last night's show was bonkers. Mystic Flowers, God bless you. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at sheep with a hat. We did look at it recently. It looked interesting, right? Looked like it could do some numbers. I wonder where we looked at it. Because I had good TA on it. I was on weeks. I mean, that thing banged. We found it here in the flag. I looked at it here, I'm pretty sure. Remember when I said everything in these ascending triangles likes to pump? Yeah, so we looked at sheep with the hat right here. I said, suggest for it to go sideways at pump. Wow, that thing did numbers. So we looked at these yesterday on the stream. So this channel, man, 200% gains overnight. Right? August 9th, it's 11. So in 2 days, fine. But dang, and that's why we don't take the weekends off. We found this going this weekend. Wow, man. And it's still got a really small market cap. We look at it on the daily. The daily's out of control, which is monster green. The 4-hour needs to cool off. So I look at the 4-hour and you'd start kind of being like, okay, it's going to do one or two things. But this could be one of the bigger gainers too, man. Sheep with a hat. It's got something going. I can't explain it. There's always something every once in a while that just calls my name. Someone said, can you look at the GoPro chart? We'll take a look. But look at that move too, man. Wow. GoPro on the NASDAQ. We take a look at it on the daily time frame. It broke above the 200 moving average, just like an altcoin, right? Came back to the 21, just like I told you it would. Everything does that, like any coin. I mean, I didn't say GoPro, but you know. Now you got to look at your support or resistance on the weekly. So hold on. Remove the moving averages. I got a OCD, or just got to be the same every time. All right. There's some support there. GoPro sideways. 3-day chart. Now you flip on the moving averages. Where's that 21? That's, what I see here? I mean, see how it pumped to the 200? We get that with tight moving averages. You pump up. Everything does the same thing, man. There's some algorithm that runs look, tight moving averages. You pump up to the 200 moving average. I could trade anything in the world, man. So GoPro on the daily looks good. I see it consolidating. I'd give it like 4 to 5 more days of tight price action. And then it looks like it's going to break out and continue to pump. My target for GoPro is about $2.43, somewhere by September 18th. And they got to print this money. It's going to go everywhere, into everything. Right? Back to Turbo. Turbo's in the same kind of flag Bitcoin's in. Bitcoin just slumped, right? Oh no, we're still in the trade. And the flag still stays true. I like it. And we're still long on all the exchanges, right? I was about to long weeks. I just waited a second. We got closer to the 200 moving average. So I'm going to trade weeks here. Isolated, separated. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm isolated, separated. Meaning the trade can't deal with any other trade. I could even have another Bitcoin trade open and it won't mess with it. They're separated. I could do isolated combine and those trades would combine. I got to move fast. My spider sense smells a pump coming. For whatever reason, I just feel it. I shouldn't say I feel it. Don't trade on feelings, but I can sense 121,644 would be the target for me. I don't know about for you. 119,879 would be the stop, below the 200 moving average. I'd go 3 for 11, and I'd open the long. Now we're in the beautiful long here on weeks, and that's how you open up a trade on Bitcoin. I know we're already up $40 immediately, and it's insane, but we'll see how this goes. No drawdown from the very beginning, a little bit of a fee there, but we already blew the fee out. Dude, that's crazy, up $62 immediately on the open. I'm looking for a pump here. I'm smelling a pump for Bitcoin. I like it. It's 1157. This is insanity. Okay, can you look at SPAREX? Yep. Let's take a look at SPAREX, which I believe is just SPA. So just look at a turbo. It bounced off the 618 golden pocket. I want to make this perfect for you. Everyone is, It's like this. It's likely you're going to consolidate for a while and then break on out. That's what I got for you. And it's more bullish than bearish over time. I mean, it's got a good meme and a good following. And it made a higher low, so, yeah. My fingers slipped, but I think we got there, right? SPAREX, SPA on MEXC. This thing is the bottom of the barrel too, right? It came up a little bit. This coin looks like it's just being used to get like liquidity up and down. I don't even know. I don't like the chart. It looks like complete garbage. Below the daily 200, below the 4-hour 200. Unless it gets back above the 4-hour 200, I just really can't take this thing seriously. Could it be a rug? Could it be the bottom? Could it be the best chance to get it? Possibly, and it bounces? I don't know. I don't love it. And maybe it does bounce, and I'm just giving up on a... But this is the worst chart we looked at all day, man. That thing looks horrible. Yeah, I would cut that. I personally would cut that off and move on. This channel is a blessing. God bless everybody here. Omar Lopez, we love you. You're a life changer. You and Master Friend, just sending my love and gratitude. All the best for you and your family. Hugo at 11:59. Unbelievable. We got through every single super chat. Shout out to everybody here. I hit a heart and a thumbs up on every one of them. Looks like I may have missed James. God bless you. And sorry, I didn't mean to put down your super chat. It just looked really bad compared to the rest of the market, right? Litecoin looks amazing. We found the hot coins of the day. We found out what's likely going to pump tonight and into tomorrow. I'm sure that's what our job was. And we made a live trade for Bitcoin that's looking okay. And I'll give you guys the update to this live trade inside the trading group. Join the trading group if you want to find out more. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of something bigger than yourself. I teach class the last Saturday of every month. If you want to jump on into class, I'll be teaching class every single month on the last Saturday. You get a recording of the class, a PowerPoint of my 9-step checklist before I get into a trade, what I'm looking for and why, how to set up your trade, what's going on, and more. Everybody, super chat, wolves die on Dex screener. Polls die on Dex screener. Okay. Die for Wrapped Pulse. It's got $1 million market cap. It's tight inside of a flag. It's looking good. Look for that flag to consolidate. If it does, this thing could pump. You may be onto something here. Would die on Pulse. And Pulse has been hot too, so look for this to pump. How much would that make a move? Possibly 68% gains. You might be onto something there. Shout out to the $105 in super chats. I love y'all. God bless everybody. Thank you so much. God bless you, Sammy. Have a great rest of your day. Everyone, please subscribe to the channel. If you liked what you saw today, we went through so many coins. It was insane. We made live trades for Bitcoin. We did so much in 2 hours. It was awesome. And we're still in a live trade today, and we showed you all the trades we made. So God bless you and your family. And I'm the king of 3%. Look, we did it again. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for giving me your most precious asset, which is your time. Remember, believe in yourself. Go after everything you dream about. When this stream ends, I get this sense of like, wow, it ended, man. Every day I get ready for the stream. I'm like, it's going to be a big stream. I got to be ready for it. And we did another absolutely amazing stream. May God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for being awesome and amazing. May God be your guide. May you find contentment in everyday things, going into nature. And remember, we're going after all this money, but what are we going to do with it? We have to have a plan. Have a plan for the money. Have an idea of what you want to do with it. Sorry, I should move myself there. But have a plan for what you want to do with your money. You know what I mean? So you don't just go up and down and ride these markets. Have a plan. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taking as financial advice. But have a plan for your life, And everything in your life is going to be part of it. So, everyone, I studied many, many famous, successful people. I found out they did one thing really good and got good at it, became famous at that. And they all had the same kind of secret to success. They had a secret to success. You know what it was? One day, they got started at doing something.